So you've got yourself a fancy new HomePod, but what if I told you there's a built-in feature you might not even be using? I'm going to tell you what it is. What's up, internet? I'm Brian MacDuff, aka Bmac, and welcome to another video. If you like videos about tech reviews, product unboxings, or filmmaking and photography tutorials, make sure you smash that subscribe button with all notifications turned on so that you never miss another video on this channel. So whether you have the original HomePod, the HomePod Mini, or the new HomePod 2nd generation, chances are there's a built-in feature, a built-in sensor that you don't know about that could completely change the way you experience sound on your HomePod. Now, what you might already know is that your HomePod has a built-in microphone array that of course allows you to interact with the Siri voice service, but that array also listens to the audio reflections from the room around you when music is being played on the HomePod, so that the HomePod could analyze its environment and tweak its audio output so that it could sound the best that it possibly can, no matter what environment or place that you're placing it in. Like I said, that much you probably already knew, but what you might not know is that there's actually a built-in accelerometer. Now, if you don't know what an accelerometer is, don't worry, it's basically just a sensor that can accurately sense and measure acceleration, or in this case, movement. And as that specifically relates to the HomePod here, the built-in accelerometer allows the HomePod to detect when it's been reoriented or moved entirely. Now, even though this might be pretty obvious if you're moving the HomePod while it's plugged in from one side of the desk to the other, this might not be so obvious if you're actually moving objects that are around the HomePod. And guess what? When you're doing that, even though you're not reorienting or moving the HomePod itself, you are still manipulating the environment that it's in. Say you had your HomePod on a bookshelf and you removed some of the books that were on either side of the HomePod, or maybe even you just had your HomePod on your dresser and you had a hat next to it when you set it up for the first time, and that hat is no longer there. Whatever the case may be, it is not uncommon for the environment around the HomePod to change, even if the exact location of the HomePod itself doesn't. And even though the HomePod is pretty smart with room analyzation, it is still limited to using just its microphone array to analyze the environment around it, since it clearly doesn't have any cameras. And that could lead to a misinterpretation of that room analyzation, which could deteriorate the sound quality that you're getting out of your HomePod. If your HomePod has already calibrated itself in its environment and the environment changes, you're gonna wanna recalibrate the HomePod to ensure that you're getting the best sound quality possible out of it. So how do you do it? How do you recalibrate your HomePod? I'm gonna show you right now. Pay close attention. Ready? That's it. Now, I know this seems overly simplistic, but I promise you this could make a world of difference if you think your HomePod hasn't sounded as great as it used to, or if you just want to make sure that the HomePod has accurately calibrated itself to its environment so that, again, it could sound the best that it can. The reason for this is because the HomePod is programmed to trigger a recalibration if it senses movement from its accelerometer. Now, as we've already learned, the purpose for this is if you happen to pick up your HomePod and move it, but this applies to if you're moving things in the environment around the HomePod as well. Now, you don't have to go wild shaking the life out of the thing. The built-in accelerometer is pretty sensitive, so all you have to do is just slightly pick it up, perhaps rock it back and forth, and place it back down, and that is going to trigger a recalibration or a room analyzation. So go ahead, give it a shot. Maybe you'll notice the difference right away. But in the future, anytime you move the HomePod or move items from around the HomePod, it's a pretty good idea to remember to keep this tip in the back of your mind so that you can keep your HomePod sounding as great as it does, no matter what the situation is. I hope you found this quick little tip on the HomePod helpful. Per usual, if you have your own HomePod tips and tricks, don't forget to leave those in the comments section. And if you want to snag a HomePod for yourself, all you have to do is head to my affiliate link, bmac.link/HomePodMini or bmac.link/HomePod2. And of course, there will always be clickable links in the video description box below as well, so be sure to check those out. And now with this video having been made, I have to go place these babies on their shelves where they came from so I can recalibrate them. Simple as a little rock and forth. Rock me like a hurricane, baby. Doesn't make sense. What was I doing there? I'll see you guys in my next video.